She's pretty and smart and good at heart. She's light skinned. Her eyes are green, her hair is clean. She's light skinned. Her skin is so fair and she's so straight up. She cooks good food and never breaks. She's light skinned. Don't counterfeit, never heritage weight. She's light skinned. She's out of sight, don't call her white. She's light skinned. She's so great and bad and she gives awesome head. She gets it back before she's ahead. She's light skinned. She is sport, but for support. She's light skinned. She's never crude, no attitude. She's light skinned. She's so well behaved, cause she listens from friends. She don't eat much of that to bed. She's light skinned. She's out of sight and never fight. She's light skinned. Her skin is green, her self-esteem. She's light skinned. Her skin is so smooth and she knows how to move. She truly thinks she can work the day. She's light skinned. She's fun swine with the mirth behind. She's light skinned. Her skin is beige and we on the same page. She's light skinned. There's good white girl class and a sexy fat ass. Her hair is long, let's sing the song. She's light skinned. She's the only one I want. She's light skinned. The one I call when I wanna have fun. She's light skinned. She's the only one I want. She's light skinned. Light skinned. She pretty and smart and good at heart. Her eyes are green, her hair's clean. Her skin's fair, she's pretty hair. She cook good food and never rude. Don't have a fit when the head is wet. She's out of sight, don't call her white. She great in bed with off her head. She'll get the bag for she had. She play a sport, off her support. She never grew, no attitude. Well behaved, descend the slave. She don't eat much, her thigh don't tug. Out of sight and never find. Her skin's cream, high self-esteem. Her skin's smooth, know how to move. She really fit, can't write that thing. Fun swine with a nice behind. Her skin is beige. We on the same page with a white girl class and a big fat ass. Her hair's long, that's in this song.
You can't dictate, but I dictate.
She's light skinned. She's the only one I want. She's light skinned. The one I call when I wanna have fun. She's light skinned. She's the only one I want. She's light skinned. Light skinned. She's light skinned.
Welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show. I'm your host, GameChanger. And yes, that was the light-skinned song. I like to do that from time to time when I am doing a show with or about a person who just so happens to be light-skinned. Now, this episode has nothing to do with the woman's complexion. It does have something to do with a lot of interesting things that she had to say. So, without further ado, I'm going to share this with you and give you my commentary. Now, I want to remind you that I only seen half of this. I repeat, I only seen half of this. So she could be going in a lot of different directions that I am not aware of. So stay tuned, and here we go.
Chronicles.com. You're being single is a beautiful choice. been working every day since Thursday. I'm tired, and I think I sprained my back, like just from sitting. Like for those who don't know, I do hair, so like it's very taxing. And I know a lot of people complain about hairstylists because all the fees associated. I'm not one of those people who be like doing the most with the fees, but I don't think people realize how taxing doing hair is on the body. And then when you add that with aging, I be tired. So yeah, I have a topic today. I was going back and forth on what to name this, but whatever. I'm gonna touch on some things, and y'all just gonna vibe with me. So I went through a training last week for Pastor Darius Daniels Change Church, and the boot camp was on. I'm tired, y'all gotta bear with me. I'm falling asleep. That's why all the ums and ahs.
Okay, right off the bat, and trust me, this is not going to be a roast video because, like I said, I only watched half of this, and I don't know this girl. Don't know much about her, and not really particularly curious, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, she is just a regular light skinned black chick so far. Some she who said some interesting things that I want to view with you all. Simple as that. But I hate it when they shout out their churches. That's really just like the ghettoest country thing that a person can do when you don't, well, I'm not even going to say don't live a church life because we don't know. So let's just continue. Oh, the back thing. Uh, standing really? You're standing around and you have pains as if it's a complicated and stressful workout? Okay. Fair use, by the way.
Whatever. But the training was on unleashing your calling, and it really just helps to get your mindset right. And honestly, I believe in life. Well, I know for sure that if you don't have your mindset right, you cannot accomplish things. And that's spiritually, relationally, physically, financially, all of those things. If your mind ain't right first, you're not going to be able to accomplish things, right? So as we know, I've been single for a long, long time. When folks be talking about how long they be single, I just really be like, that's it. That's it. Like that's slight word. A year, that ain't nothing. Two, so three, all right, cool, but still, like you all right. Cause I've been single for like 5 years and some change. So and I do not count situationships in between where it was a failed dating stage. You try to talk to somebody and it just didn't pan out. I don't count scenarios where like you were talking to somebody, you thought it was serious, and then in a month's time, 2 months' time, something went wrong where you realized that the person they presented to you was a representative, and then you met the actual person and you like, yeah, I didn't sign up for this person, I signed up for the representative. If you can bring them back, then we can rock, but if you don't, then we can no longer rock. And your country.
Okay. This chick has been single for 5 years. 5 years. 5 years empty vagina is what's going on here. And she also said that she talked to her friends. They've been single 1, 2 years, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Something is definitely wrong here. And I'm not talking about with her, I'm talking about in general black society, where you have a population where the men are 52, 52, 56. I don't know, I hear conflicting numbers. But you have, on one hand, a population where over half the men are single and childless, single being unmarried. And then on the other half, you have a group of women who remain childless for what? Or excuse me, who remain single for 5 year stretches. 5 year stretches. And then she said something after that. She said the representative. I didn't meet the guy, I met the representative. I was interested in a representative. If I knew it was you, I wouldn't have given you the time of day. That's why he has the representative. I repeat, that is why he had the representative. You get the representative because without it, you wouldn't have given her the time of day. Not every guy is going to be mode one. Sometimes you're going to get the representative so he can get what you've been walking around empty with for 5 years. Just saying.
Track has been torn up and thrown in the trash and set on fire, and your probationary period is over, in which I am now single again, and so are you. Okay, you feel me? So, yeah, I've been single for 5 years. To be honest, I've never been in a long, like really long term relationship. My longest relationship was a year. And that was pretty, I mean, long, but just for someone who's 32, typically they have more experience in relationships and I just don't. And so, I go on this roller coaster from time to time thinking like, is there something wrong with me? Could I be prettier? Could I be nicer? Can I be funnier? Could I be more glamorous? Could I be slimmer? Would that bring them and blah, 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 blah. But one thing I realized, and I just really want to point this out because I think, especially after anything fails, if there's like a failed dating stage, for example, and a person ghosts you, as a woman, our first thought is, what did I do? What's wrong with me? So, from doing hair, I speak to a lot of women of different shapes, sizes.
Okay. So she says that she has a bad track record with guys. Things aren't last. She's not really getting many callers of quality that she feel are of quality. And when she do, it don't last. And she says, "Can I be funnier? Can I have a better personality? Can I? Can I? Can I? Can I? Can I?" And she also said, "Can I be slimmer?" So the answer to at least one of those, and I'm not going to say which one, is yes. But generally speaking, you can always be better. I noticed she didn't say, "Can I be more submissive?" on there, but you can always be better. I like to say this is my phrase: be a better bitch. You had 5 years to be a better bitch. You can, and the fact that you're asking the question really says something because it shouldn't be a question. It's not a question of should you improve to increase your options and therefore increase your likelihood that you will get in a relationship that lasts. The question should be like how and what do I have to do in order to get to that phase?
Sizes, socioeconomic classes, different tax brackets, the most glamorous of the glam to the most modest, humble, really chill, maybe tomboy, like whatever. Bro, we all go through the same thing. Like chicks with BBLs, chicks without them, chicks who's thick, chicks who ain't, chicks with big boobs, chicks with flat chests. Like we literally all go through the same thing. So I'm saying that to say we have to stop asking. Now, you do want to look inward, but at the same time, you don't want to sit in that and internalize that there's something wrong with you and start creating those thoughts, because when you create those thoughts, your thoughts turn to emotions, and those emotions manifest themselves into personality traits and defense mechanisms, and then you all messed up, right? So realizing that all women of different shapes, different sizes, different, glam to the humble to the modest, whatever, we all go through the same things. When a dude does something stupid, that is a him issue. We have to understand that. Okay. Like we have men out here who rap, I love Drake. I like Future's music. I don't like him as a person or what.
Okay. So now what she's doing is she's hiding behind the whole We all go through it. Therefore, by default, the problem is the men. Sweetie, have you ever talked to a woman who don't go through it? Because they come in all shapes, sizes, and personalities as well. You ever talk to the women who don't go through it? You see, the one thing that all the women that you talk to have in common, which is why it's a tainted sample pool, the one thing that they have in common is that they're in your hair salon. That's the one thing that they have in common. They are in your hair salon. Why is it that married women aren't going to your hair salon? Why isn't that women who are engaged are going to your hair salon? Why is it that women who are in long term happy relationships, happy, healthy relationships, aren't going to your hair salon? See, there's a very distinct reason for this. One, they do go and they do speak their piece, and then you call me pick me and ignore them, leaving the only perception and point of view is what you are stating to us now. That's one. And two, your personality types, and I'm not saying individually, I'm saying the collective of you and those who attend your hair salon, is really designed to keep women single. It's a mentality to where you can't escape. There's a scene from the movie um, Deliver Us from Eva, where the woman sings, says a poem, I need a real man. I need a real man, not a little boy. I need a hard rock, not a little. So, but basically, they all gathered around to talk about this poor water delivery young man who simply said that their standards are unrealistic and they are overlooking good men all at the same time. And then the most overweight and unattractive one of the group stood in and they gathered in a circle to shame and humiliate him. Your circle. It's the circle that's keeping you all single. The people you go to for advice is why you're single. It's kind of like, how come everybody in this crack house is a crackhead? Y'all made an environment for people to smoke crack. Why are we all crackheads? It must be something wrong with the system. No. If one of you ever tried to quit, the others will try to pressure you into smoking crack. And if one of you ever did something to actually compromise and work with a man, the others will discourage you. That is why they're having that problem in all shapes and sizes. But let's continue.
What I see him in the media as, but you hear all of this stuff like, oh, I'm not wifing you, you're not Aisha enough, or oh, this and that, you gotta be a dime, or you gotta be this, or recently, what's his name? Homeboy said that he got engaged to his chick because she had a low body count, but he got like 3, 4 baby mamas. It's just like the math ain't mathing. But I'm saying all this to say we have to stop pointing the finger at us when something doesn't work out because of them. And I'm saying that because when people, the way people move and the way they treat you is 9.9 times out of 10 a character trait, right? So, for example, being consistent is a character trait. This is someone who's disciplined. This is someone who has accomplished things. This is someone who has worked at consistency, so they know how to be consistent. You can't stop someone from being consistent with you where they just say, I'm just going to throw my hands up and just ghost this person if they have good character and they're good at being consistent. That's because they want to. It's typically not something you did. Now, sometimes
Okay, so far we're on the part where she's basically saying it's all men's fault. Don't learn from your mistake, is what she's saying. See, she's not improving with the situation. See, what she described earlier, if a guy ghosts you and something like that, that's typically, here's the thing. Here's the reason why guys ghost and why guys hit it and quit it. It's because he temporarily lowered the bar for you because it's been a while. And I think most of the guys in the chat room can attest to that. Most of the guys in the chat room have been in that situation where you temporarily lower the bar just to get some good practice, just to make sure it's still working down there. And then it's like, okay, that's fine. It's kind of like a person who works at Uber between like a job that he really likes. You know, he works at Uber between his career in acting. Like he's actually an actor, but when he's between jobs, he drives Uber. Now he's going to drive Uber until his next acting gig comes along. You are that one. You are the Uber. You are your vagina is the Uber job. Now, unlike the Uber analogy, you do have the ability to increase your value. But you're not going to say that. You're going to say it's his fault because he's inconsistent. You're not learning from mistakes. You're just pinning the mistake on him and remaining the same and worse.
it could be something you did, but typically a person with good character, they're going to let you know, hey, I don't like that you did that. I'm going to show you grace and I'm going to do, here, there, whatever. But you shouldn't internalize things. And I see that in so many people, women especially, because we're constantly being told that we're the problem. We need to do this and we need to do that. And we're constantly being victim shamed. And it's just like, bruh, but I ain't do nothing. Cheating is the greatest example. Like, oh, women of different shapes, sizes get cheated on. Listen, a dude can literally sit there and tell you, I want a chick that's 5'5" with brown eyes, long hair, with a little bit of curl to it. I want her to work at this job, and I want her to be very submissive but very kind but still strong at the same time. He gets that girl that's 5'5" with brown eyes, with the long hair, with a slight curl to it, who's slightly submissive, and she's like everything he wants plus more, and will still cheat. Now, don't come for
This is a hell of a straw man argument if I ever heard one. In her mind, men have the power to manifest exactly what they want to in exacting physical and personality detail in a woman, and we get exactly what we want physically and otherwise. We never look at the women that we get and say, you know something, I wish she was hotter. Like we always just say, "Oh, I can replace you for somebody who is an inch taller or an inch shorter or something like that, or a little bit more titty matters." According to her, men are going around getting exactly what they want and still cheating. That is according to her. Now, very, very, very few men get exactly what they want and then have the options of another chick. Very, 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 very few. And even then, the reason that they cheat is because they have the ability to get any woman they want. That's why they cheat. For example, years ago, I read this, and by years ago, I think it was like circa '07. Read this manifesto from Maya, the light skinned chick that married herself. Actually, I wouldn't say I had a crush on her. She wasn't like on my top list. I thought she was cute when she did that music video for Rugrats, and I've seen her in person, and she got a little bit of booty. She do got a little bit of booty for being so petite. So I do like that about her. And I heard from others who met her interpersonally that she was a complete and total bitch. I did hear that, and I believe that person. Anyway, so I was reading a magazine, probably like in a hospital or something. I rarely read magazines just because. And she was talking about her love life at the time. She grew up to marry herself, but she was talking about her love life, and she told me this story that was real interesting. She said that she flew, I think she's from Atlanta or something. So she flew from there to Cali to hook up with a dude on Valentine's Day. And he stood her up because he was already fucking a more attractive pop star. Or no, she didn't say more attractive, she said more popular pop star. And I was like, wow, wow. How cool is it to be that dude? How cool is it to be, you have to stand up Maya because you're in the middle of, I don't know, Alicia Keys, whoever else was hot at the time. Like, how cool is it to be that dude? Whoever that dude was, because she didn't say his name, whoever that dude was, he got it good. And some women only see that dude. And they wonder why that dude cheats. And the truth of the matter is because he can. He can cheat. He can get Maya and then get better than Maya. He can. Silent Lamont, women love men who cheat. Women love men who can cheat. Because the characteristics in a man that they love is so universal throughout women that he has options. Ridiculous options. But I'm gonna say this, then play again. The reason that she is complaining, or the reason that she is given this, oh, you can be the perfect woman and he'll still cheat. Are you the perfect woman? Are you the best version of yourself? Are you as valuable as you can possibly be to a mate? Because what you're saying is that if I am the best version of myself, he will still cheat. So why become the best version of myself? You're making excuses why you are not giving men your best and why other women should not give men your best. That is what you're doing. Those excuses will not fly. About business, appreciate you. It says, let's see, she just don't want to drop that weight. That's why. Exactly. And what she's doing now is she's making excuses, and they always make this excuse. They always make this excuse to where it's like, oh, well, skinny, like perfect women get cheated on, therefore I will not seek perfection. It's kind of like a man saying doctors get fired too, or some crap like that. It's an excuse not to give your all. It's an excuse not to give your best. Thanks a lot about business. Appreciate you. Cash apps and super chats are welcome and appreciated. All right.
For my bag, talk about what women do. My blog is called Single Woman Chronicles, which means in the title that I'm speaking to women because I've been a woman my whole life. So I'm only speaking from my experiences. Yes, It's always both sides, but my calling is to talk to women, so that's who I'm speaking to right now. So what I'm saying is, this, be it male or female, if a person cheats on you, most of the time, I'm gonna say 100% of the time, it's a character issue. Has nothing to do with what you did. You couldn't have been prettier. You couldn't have been, smarter. Gave them more space. Did X, Y, and Z and made them not cheat. No, they cheated because they wanted to. That's a character trait. They lack discipline. They want instant gratification. They probably have insecurities. So they're probably egotistical. So they want to stroke their egos with another woman. So we have to stop internalizing things because.
Okay, had to stop that foolishness for a second. It's not our egos that we want to stroke with another woman. It is not our egos. It's something else. Another 5-letter word that rhymes with Venus and Enos is what we want to stroke with another woman. So basically, she's saying because men cheat, which is really, yeah, when you look at humanity, when you look at the plurality of men, we work, we fight, we die for our families, for our women, for the mother of our children. We work, we fight, we die. We kill. All this for you. Throughout history, that's all we ever did for you. All for you to turn around and say, you cheat on us. You're awful people. Really? We work, we fight, we die. We build, we protect. And you still bitch? You still complain. That's all you do is criticize. We do these things because we want you, because we value you, because we want to keep you safe, because we want to keep you comfortable. And our only flaw from your point of view is that we want more of you. The same mechanism that makes us want you so bad is extended to others of your type. And your conclusion is they cheat. They have this character flaw. Do you know how fucked up you are? And I'm not talking about her individually. I'm talking about the plurality of females. There's a lot flawed with you that we overlook. You bleed every month. I don't, something? I'm not going to list them. I'm not going to list them. This is not about that. Now, she says, talk to women. Um, if you're talking to women, why don't you tell them the truth? Tell them to be a better bitch. Period.
What happens when you internalize things and every time something goes wrong in a relationship or in dating, you point the finger inward, you start to basically form this idea in your mind that I am unlovable. I am not good enough. I have to settle for whatever's left over because if I don't, I'm going to be alone forever. I'm speaking from experience. Okay. I said all this to get to the point of this episode, which is I realize why I'm single. Like, I truly realize why I'm single, which um I say this quite often, but I'm just growing deeper because listen, when you single and you're like dating intentionally and you're not out here dating from a place of loneliness, dating from a place of brokenness, trying to fill a void, dating for instant gratification. You're not doing none of that. You literally, when you date, you're dating with the purpose that leads to marriage. You have a lot of time to sit with yourself because ain't a lot of prospects out there. We out here really picking from the dumpster, okay? So just in sitting in this, it just took me a long time to unpack.
Y'all hear that, fellas? You're all the dumpster. Black man, do you hear me? You are all the dumpster. She's picking from the dumpster. When she finds a black man, a hardworking man who, may be blue collar but high earning, when she finds herself a Henry, that is the dumpster. When she finds a guy who's just as handsome as she is pretty, that is the dumpster. Now, her vagina is not the dumpster. Oh no, she's prime poom. She is prime puss. She's light skinned. She's not the dumpster at all. She walks around like I'm the shit. And you are the dumpster. And I will not settle for the dumpster. And if I ever do settle for the dumpster, you must understand that I am the shit and you are a piece of shit. You are the dumpster. I am picking from the dumpster. Every time I try to pick outside of the dumpster, he pumps and dumps me. So even though I'm chronically getting pumped and dumped, everybody else is in the dumpster? No, you're in the dumpster. That's why you are getting dumped. That's why you are chronically getting dumped, Oscar. That is why you find yourself in the dumpster because you are the stuff that you put in dumpsters after it's been used. Now, she's just now coming to the realization after 5 years of being single that it is very difficult to find a husband. You see, she is the type of woman who want the men that are willing to pump and dump her to be her husband. And what she don't realize because she so far because I only watched like maybe 4 more minutes of this. So far, she doesn't seem like she realized or that she's come to an adequate conclusion that um, men who are looking for a quick slide in are willing to go down a couple of points in order to do that. For example, say I'm a seven, right? As been stated on another show. Say I'm a seven, and I'm just looking for something to slide in. I'm willing to accept a five. But if I want to put a ring on something, I want an 8 or 9 plus. I am not going to put a ring as a seven. I would not put a ring on a five. I'm talking about overall, value. That is just how that works. So she's at five trying to get that seven that let her smash to put a ring on it. I'm dating seriously. I'm dating with a purpose. No, then you need to find a three. Well, she's 32. She just like somebody said looking for marriage in her 20s, not at 45 years old. She's 32, but she's fat, so she might as well be 45. Or she's big, whatever you want to call her. I know people have different definitions, but she might as well be 45.
And to unlearn all of the awful mindsets that I developed along my journey from childhood up until now because I kept internalizing rejection. I kept internalizing when the guy left me and then ended up with this girl who looked a certain way. So I'm like, oh, if I look like her, then he would have stayed with me. And or when the guy didn't pick me and we were in a situationship and he said, I don't want to be in a relationship, but the with you was silent. Like, and ended up being with this person, and I'm comparing myself over there, but just constantly internalizing like there's something wrong with you. You aren't good enough. If you were this enough, then you would get that person. And I just had to snap out of it and just be like, bro, you've been selling yourself short. That's why you single. You really been selling yourself short. So this is how it began. Um each time I got knocked down, got rejected, let me go to a spiritual thing. I was listening to Pastor Darius James, as you guys hear me talk about him a lot because I love him. But he was just talking about how the enemy typically bites you in the area that God wants to use. I'm gonna say that again. The enemy typically bites you in the area that God wants to use. So, for example, if God wants to use you in your finances, the enemy is gonna bite you in your finances. So you're probably gonna have to battle brokenness, right? A lot of people like Dave Ramsey, Steve Harvey, Tyler Perry were homeless and broke at one point, but now they're like millionaires, billionaires.
Okay, let me stop it because she's starting to get a little too spiritual. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, please. Somebody said she looked like Queen Latifah. Yeah, in the 80s. Yeah. Yeah, I even think of that. Or the 90s. When was she in Juice? Whatever Juice came out. I think that was the 90s. Early 90s, yeah. Because Pac was alive. Rest in peace. She said, I've been selling myself short. I have been selling myself short. Now, I want y'all to think about the logic if we were to use a car analogy for a moment, shall we? Say you have a car. Now, the car could use a good washing. You could bang a couple dents out of it. It may need some interior work, and it has a blown head gasket. And this car constantly has people come over and test drive it. They test drive it, and then they say, "Oh, this car has a blown head gasket." By the way, that means that something is wrong with the engine, and it's very, 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 very bad. The car is soon to break. So they test drive it, and then they return it and say no, thank you to the dealer. And then after 5 years, the dealer keeps that car at the same price for 5 years, even though each year it goes down. Let's just say it's a 2000, I don't know, 17. And in 2017, it got the blown head gasket. And then 5 years later, 2022, you say, I know what the problem is. The problem is that the price tag on the car that didn't sell at this price for 5 years was too low. I need to increase the price of a car that didn't sell at its current price for 5 years. And now the car is 5 years older. That is her logic. My problem was I was selling myself short. Maybe you were selling yourself high. Maybe you were selling yourself too damn high. And she talked about situationships. I've been in a bunch of situationships. It's like, really?
Right? People like me, the area God wants to use me in is dating and relationships, self-worth, self-esteem. I've been bitten in that area the most in my life, like starting from age 4 up until now. Like I'm constantly having to battle that, right? So when you find an area that you feel like you have the toughest time in, that's probably what God wants to use. And that's probably what the enemy is trying to kill, steal, and destroy. So really pay attention to that. So I internalized it so much that I developed a mindset. I internalized that there was something wrong with me. I have to really state this. And that I must not be good enough to date certain men because I kept getting rejected so much that I formed the idea and the identity that whatever I was offered was all that I could get. And
Okay. Women talk of rejection as fish talk of flying. They have a very twisted understanding of it. Like they see birds do it, but they just don't really understand it. How are you getting rejected? Are you walking up and approaching men and saying, "Hey, would you like some pussy?" And these men are saying, "Oh, no, madam, but thank you for the offer. I'm quite full." Is that what's going on with you? I want you to describe to me the process of rejection. And then I want you to count. And I'm not talking about count as in the sense of you try to do it in your head, because I think the numbers is going to get too complicated at this point. What I want you to do is I want you to get one of those clickers. Y'all know what I'm talking about. One of those things that you just and it goes up one. The first time I seen it, I was in a nightclub and they were making sure that they were under capacity, so he just went around click, 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 click. I want you to get one of those. But this one has a plus and a minus click. And every time you reject, because I know that even though you you have flaws, there are guys still approaching you. Because let's face it, black men don't have standards. And sometimes people need an in between when they're between more attractive women. I want you to click the number of men you reject. Every time you reject a man, click a plus. Plus, plus, plus. Reject, reject, reject. That's three. And then every time a man rejects you, I want you to click a minus. And I guarantee that you will never hit zero. I guarantee you will never hit zero. But I've experienced so much. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. But I've experienced so much rejection. Sweetie, sweetie, sweetie. Lie to yourself while you want to, but don't lie to me. You only understand the few instances of rejection that you receive. You do not understand the rejection that you give. I know as a man that I am rejected when single, when I'm out there like that. But even like when I'm in a relationship, I and I have to reject more because I'm not going to get into the details of that. But you reject more. But even if I were to do the entire aggregate, I know that I've been rejected more than I have rejected women. And I think I reject a lot more than most, as far as well, I'm not even going to get into that, but yeah, that's just the way that works. But the fact that you say that, what you just said, shows really a lack of empathy and self-awareness.
it was idea and the identity that whatever I was offered was all that I could get.
I forgot to cover that. Whatever anybody is offered is all that they can get. I repeat, whatever anybody is offered is all that they can get. Like, I would like to be offered Kelly stamps, but she is not offering it to me. Kelly stamps didn't offer it to me. So she's now under the impression that she should get whatever she wants without working to get it. I may be able to get Kelly stamps. Maybe I could lose a few pounds and gain a few million pounds. Pounds, as in, you know, British currency. It's possible. But I do understand that it's a journey. Or hell, maybe I just get lucky. Maybe she just find me funny. Who knows? But, you know, that aside, that aside, it's highly unlikely. And every man who has actually been rejected has come to accept that. Hit the like button.
And it was so bad that even times when I was offered more, I told myself I can't get this, even though this person is going after me that's a good of good quality, that I shouldn't even aim for that because I couldn't even keep the dude of low quality. How the heck I'm gonna keep the guy of high quality? So I would self-sabotage, negative think my way out of those situations and totally reject them. And it wasn't until like later in life where I actually reconnected to some of those guys and they were just like, honestly, I did like you. I did want to talk to you, but you seemed like you didn't want that. And I was only seeming like that because I was trying to avoid rejection. Because for me, I'm like, you're going to leave anyway. So I might as well ruin it on my terms than give you the chance to leave me first. Like, no, I already did that. We're not doing that no more. Right. So when I say that I'm single because I've been selling myself short, um, I mean because it's just different levels, right? So I'm going to speak on the just practical mental level. So when you're dating,
Okay. Ever notice how she said she talked to the guys that she wanted and why they didn't approach, and they said that they were interested, but you were just unapproachable. And she said, "Well, I thought you were going to leave anyway, so I didn't even try." So that's the long and short of it. There's other nuances to it, I'm sure, but that's the long and short of it. Um, why aren't you with those guys? Now, those who said low self esteem, she would have you think it's low self esteem. It's actually something far worse. It's a fear of rejection, but it's not low self esteem. Why aren't you with those guys? Why aren't you with those guys who walk up to you and say, "Oh, yeah, 5 years ago, I was definitely interested in you"? How come you don't say to those guys, "Oh, well, I still have a vagina. Have at it. You were interested in me, and I was interested in you. I was just too shy, and I still have a vagina. I'm still light skinned. So have at it. Have at it. It's still here." Why isn't she with those guys? Well, there's one of two scenarios, really. One, they're single, or excuse me, they're taken, which really blows the whole theory that you have that you're trying to present to your beauty shop girls, and that is they're gonna cheat on you. They're gonna cheat on you. Well, you have a vagina, and basically your conversation with, "Hey, I wanted to smash. Oh, I want to smash too." And it would have ended with let's smash if all guys cheat. If all these guys just cheat, whether you big, small, short, tall, if that was the case, then you would not run into guys that are not smashing you. You would not run into guys that you want to smash and they don't. So either that's the case, they're taken and they are faithful in a relationship. You know how you like to present that the guys never are, or or you're not the same. Which means that the conversation went kind of like this. Hey, old friend, I haven't seen you in a while. Like, yeah, yeah, I haven't seen you in a while either. Wow, I had the biggest crush on you 5 years ago. Like, really, I had a big crush on you too, but I was afraid that you'd reject me or cheat on me. He was like, oh no, no, it's nothing like that. I mean, I really wanted you to be such and such and such and such. And she says, oh well, guess what? I'm single and I have been for like 5 years. So, want some pussy? And he says to that, oh, wow. Yeah, thanks for the offer. But when I say I wanted to smash 5 years ago, I meant 5 years ago. Like what you have going on now is not what I want anymore. I since have changed. I've changed in a way to where I have remained exactly the same, but you have gotten different. So I'm going to say no thank you. I'm going to say no thank you to the whole smash thing. But 5 years ago, hey, we could have had something 5 years ago, and I would still be with you 5 years later, even though you got this whole new situation thing going on here. But good luck with that. Good luck with finding that penis. Yeah. Oh, and one last thing before I press play again. I want you to notice also, I'm behind schedule. I want you to notice also that she was saying earlier that she tries to convince her friends that guys cheat on you, whether you big, tall, short, small. The guys will cheat on you. We cheat on all types. And then she said how she is insecure because she always thought that guys would cheat on her. So the insecurity that she feels all the time is what she is trying to put onto other women. She wants other women to be as insecure as her. And that's why all these single women are in your beauty shop. In your beauty shop is going to be a bunch of single women because y'all are trading insecurities. Y'all are convincing others to remain single.
You want to date someone who you can be intimate with. Now, I'm not talking about intimacy on a physical level. I'm talking about the fullness of intimacy, right? So I got my phone and I've been looking up intimacy. There are 4 types of intimacy. There's emotional intimacy, intellectual intimacy, experiential intimacy, and spiritual intimacy. Emotional intimacy is the ability to be vulnerable with somebody and share your emotions and be in a safe space. Intellectual intimacy is when you guys can literally talk about different subjects, and you guys can literally talk about different subjects. I'm sorry, my phone ringing. Like, I don't even know if that sound went through, Lord. Anyway, you see the enemy trying to bite me, how God trying to use me. Anyway, but intellectual intimacy is when you guys connect just on like a mental level, like intellectually, y'all on the same page. You got common sense. This person got common sense. You talk about politics. This person talk about politics. Even if y'all don't know the same amount of information, y'all can share it and y'all are interested in one another, right? Experiential Experiential intimacy is when you guys gain those experiences. You go out of town together, you go different places together, you start to get inside jokes, things of that nature. And then spiritual intimacy is when you guys, it's not necessarily like have the same religion, but you guys can enjoy things that God created together. Like you can enjoy the sunset. You guys can walk on the beach and look at the ocean and be like, this is wonderful. You look outside the window, you see a beautiful bird coming and singing and flying, and you're like, oh my God, it's so dope. God.
So, and women, I want y'all to know this too. I know women listen. I want y'all to know this too. Because this is what was going on. Whenever y'all talk like this wah 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 intimacy, wah 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 intimacy, wah 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 intimacy. Whenever y'all talk like this, and I find myself in a position to where I have to listen to crap like that, I am looking at your tits. Now you may not notice I'm doing that, but I'm doing that. It's the only thing that I can do while appearing to be interested in what you are saying. I'm looking at your tits. And in this particular case, you don't have any tits. You don't have tits. Now I know the camera angle and everything like that, but typically a woman whose tits are like upper, that are upper, they you could tell from the top you don't have. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know where tits begin and shit like that. I know where the nipples are, and I know that the camera is like above that. But you should have the round part of the upper titty area. I was looking for your tits when you was talking blah 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 intimacy blah 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 sunset blah 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 intellectual. I was like, where is her tits? Which leads me to one of two things: they're very small or they sag a lot.
I did that. You know what I mean? So all of these levels of intimacy, right? So for me, when I was dating, I wasn't dating for intimacy. And again, when I say intimacy, I'm talking the spiritual, emotional, intellectual, and experiential. I wasn't dating for that. I was dating to fill a void. So everyone that I was dating, the only thing in my mind was, are they going to fill this void and stay for a long period of time? Right. And so when you think like that, you're missing out on those four things. Like, I don't know if this person's intellectual. I don't know if they're emotional. I don't know if we can share the same experiences. We definitely not on the same spirituality, but I don't care because my goal is I'm only thinking about, can you fill this void? Are you going to stay? I need you here because you're feeling my brokenness. You're the instant gratification to my brokenness, and I need you right here, right now for this situation, right? So I'm like constantly in that. And so when you develop that type of cycle, what do they say? Um, old habits die hard. It's very, very hard to break those kinds of cycles. You literally have to snatch yourself because even when you grow to know better, it's still hard to do better. You don't just automatically do better. Like, knowledge and application is two different things. You have to learn, you have to unlearn, relearn, then apply. You hear what I'm saying?
Okay, okay. She is getting, oh my goddamn nerve. Keep in mind, like at 14 minutes is past the part where I pre-listened. She is getting on my damn nerves. And I know this is meant for women. So I get that it makes sense to women. You know, she got a Tupac t-shirt. I know that it makes sense to women. What you need to be asking yourself is what are you offering? All I hear is a list of demands. I want intimacy. I want togetherness. I want this. I want this. I want this. What do you offer? I want this. I want this. I want this. What do you offer? I want this. I want this. I want this. What do you offer? I want this. I want this. I want this. Intimacy. Please, I want intimacy. How about the intimacy of sucking my dick? How about that? How about, see, that wasn't on your list of intimacies, I'm sure. Like I said, I wasn't paying attention. But I would have heard that if you said it. The intimacy of having a big dick in my mouth. How about that? The intimacy of knowing that I have filled his belly with the sandwich that I made. How about that? Huh? 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 Why are you talking all blizz blaz and hem ham about this and that and Lord and spirituality? Shut the fuck. Why are you asking for all of this metaphysical connections and shit like that and you aren't offering shit? All your conclusions come to offering less and demanding more. So after being single for 5 years, you went up and looked up four different types of intimacies so you could demand that from dudes that you don't have already. The fuck is wrong with you? Why do you want to hear that crap? Come home from a hard day of cheating on this bitch, and then she says something like, there's no intimacy. There's no intimacy in this relationship. We need some intimacy.
In order to break a cycle, you got to unlearn it, realize why you doing it, unlearn it, right? Two, relearn the proper way of doing things. And then three, apply it. And the application part is where most of us fail because we really be knowing, but it's just so hard to do something different. It's so hard to do something different. Okay. All right. Like, it's like someone, I'm trying to think of a great analogy of it. It's like learning how, I guess it would be kind of like learning how to brush your teeth in a different way. Like, say you always brush your teeth from left to right, and then someone comes in and they tell you the only way to really get what you need to get is you got to brush your right to left. Like, you're gonna be like, but I've been doing this my whole life. So you're gonna bump your head most of the time, because you're gonna keep doing the default thing. But in order to break the cycle, you have to cognitively tell yourself, I'm doing it this way now. And you're going to keep bumping your heads until eventually it's going to work. And I read this book called The 5 a.m. Club, and it said that change is messy in the beginning. Well, no, it's hard in the change is hard in the beginning, messy in the middle, and beautiful in the end. But you got to get through hard, then messy, and then the beauty comes. You heard what I said? You got to get through hard, then messy, then beautiful.
She completely misunderstood what they were saying when they say hard, messy, then beautiful. And that is why, you see, she read these books and they give her the perfect advice to find a man, but she don't take it. When they say hard, messy, then beautiful, they talking about sucking my dick. When they say hard, messy, beautiful, they talking about sucking my dick. And you didn't get that. They are giving you instructions on how to suck my dick. When you suck it, it's hard, it gets messy, then it's beautiful. They are trying to teach you how to embrace it. They are trying to teach you how to embrace that hard, messy, then beautiful dick. And you just can't. You think that it's something else. You brushing your teeth. You are brushing your teeth. They tell you to learn how to embrace what's hard and then messy and then beautiful. They tell you that. And you say it's something like brushing my teeth. What the hell? What in the hell? You are awful. Okay. Imagine being with a chick and she say, "Yeah, I'm brushing my teeth in a new way."
I would think the hard and messy about the same, but hard, messy, and like beautiful. You know what I mean? So then when you have a relationship with God, and then when you really out here praying, you really out here being obedient to Christ, you really out here like, look, God, I really want you to send me this person. I want you to do this for me. I want you to grant me this prayer. The issue with that is when you mess with God, if he can't put his name on it because you are really his chosen child, he not going to give it to you. So what I'm saying is, if you meet somebody and they trash and you've been praying to God, I want this person that's of quality. You can't expect God to bless the trash when you pray for him to him for quality. So guess what he going to do? He going to allow that relationship to fail because he said, "Well, you told me you wanted quality, but this person is trash. So I can't bless that. I can't put my name on that. I'm sorry, daughter. Can't put my name on the Twan. Can't put my name on Tyrone and them. I'm sorry to all men named this. These are just the same, the first names to come to mind. But what I'm saying is, don't get mad at God when he doesn't bless your mess because he can't put his name on that. Because that would make him not a good God. Cause like he like, I see what you don't see. The twin be up in the club feeling on girls' booties and stuff, and the twin telling you that he going to sleep or going to Bible study, but the twin really over at Keisha house. So I'm not blessing that relationship with him. So go ahead and pick your little stuff up and keep on praying. And I'm gonna send you that quality when you realize what quality is. See, a lot of us.
So essentially, now she's saying is she now know what to ask God for. Sweetie, you're asking God for the exact same thing. You're just asking now that this thing that you've always been asking God for is faithful to you. Yeah, I hate it when people think that God is their own personal genie. I hate that. You ain't never had a friend, never had a friend. You ain't never had a friend, never had a friend. You ain't never had a friend ever, ever like me. When did God ever just give people exactly what they want? How many people got the big C and they prayed about it? Rest in peace to those people. Yeah, and I'm not saying that he don't exist, or I'm not trying to question your faith, but stop. How narcissistic do you have to be to assume that God concerns himself with you more than his other 7 billion plus children? That's sick. That's sick that you think that he's up there thinking about your empty pussy. It truly is. And even then he said prayer without works. What works have you done? Reading a book? What works have you done? Talk to the women who are happy in their relationships, and if they're honest, they will tell you about the works that it takes to maintain it. I truly hate people who do crap like that. And I shouldn't say hate, but I don't think that they truly see themselves when you pray for individual, happiness. I, I there are people who go to war who come back paraplegic. You're not praying for Ukraine. You're not praying for those kids on a yellow bus. You're not praying for a cure for that. You're not praying for a cure for the big C. The president of Sri Lanka, or it was either Sri Lanka or uh, Eritrea, one of those two, resigned because he had such trouble feeding his citizens through the pandemic. He resigned his presidency because he was so ashamed that he had trouble feeding his people during the pandemic. Where's your prayer for them? You're praying for dick? Yeah, hate is a strong word, but I think you should really, really see yourself. Because maybe just like you aren't praying for the people of the Ukraine because you are not concerned about them, maybe he looks at you that way.
Us got to realize what quality is in order for us to get quality. For me, for me, because my focus was a very shallow focus, because I wasn't looking for the four areas of intimacy. I was only looking to fill a void. And to fill that void, that connection is super shallow because that connection is super quick because we both looking for something from one another. Typically, the guy looking for attention and sex with me, and me, I'm just looking for attention and false sense of stability from him because I'm thinking he gonna stay, right? But when you really think about what quality is, somebody can hit those four levels of intimacy. Think about it. A person that y'all talk all day and you never run out of things to talk about because y'all got that intellectual intimacy. Then you have a bad day and you come on home to him and you crying and he looks at you, ain't even crying, you walk in and you got a look on your face and he look at you and he already knows something wrong with you because y'all got that emotional intimacy, and he shares with you his emotional vulnerability as well, because it ain't one not giving to, no, y'all both doing that, right? Then spiritual intimacy, you wake up, y'all watch the sunrise together and you like, oh my God, look what God did. And he said, yes, yes, Lord.
Fellas, do not, do not, do not, do not, do not ever, 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 ever share your emotional intimacies with a chick. Like, don't share it with a chick. She is not Nia Long. You are not Cuba Gooding Jr. This is not Boys in the Hood. Do not share your emotional intimacies with a chick ever. That is some bull. That is some bull if I ever heard it. And when I'm talking about Boys in the Hood, y'all know that scene when Trey got a gun, when Cuba Gooding Jr. got a gun pulled out on him, and then he was crying in front of the cop, and Morris Chestnut was looking like, damn, this nigga, and then he went to he ever educated lame. Hell is wrong with you? Ever. And then he goes home to Nia Long, and the man is just swinging at the air and starts crying like, freaking cops, I hate this place, hate this place. And then she got so horny she gave up her virginity. That does not happen in real life. In real life, she's like, man, I'm glad I didn't fuck this bitch ass nigga. Peace. Peace. Don't you ever do no crap like that. Don't you ever go punching the air in front of a bitch unless it's a cop's face in that air. What the hell is wrong with that? I want him to share I want him to share his intimacy. Bitch. That is a movie. No, do y'all know? Do y'all know? My daddy taught me this. Do y'all know how much I wanted to cry at funerals? I'm sharing it with y'all. Y'all know how much I wanted to cry at funerals when I was young? People very close to me, people very close to me left the earth. But I was told, don't do that shit. I was taught, don't do that because they got to cry too. And they looking for strength. They're looking for a shoulder to cry on and not a nigga to cry on their head while they crying on your shoulder. Don't believe chicks like this. Tell me about your vulnerabilities. Well, my boss said that if I don't suck his dick, I'll get fired, so I sucked it. What the hell? She don't want to hear that. What was wrong with you? Yeah, don't tell your vulnerability. And why is she still saying the stuff that she wants and not the stuff that she offers? So earlier in this snippet, she was saying that she used to exchange sex for attention. She used to exchange sex for attention. No, I'm not saying that that ever happened to anybody I know of. I'm saying that that's what you sound like when you talk about your vulnerabilities. So, anyway, she said that she was exchanging sex for attention. And now she's basically saying, okay, I was exchanging sex for attention. Now I'm going to exchange it for the four levels of intimacy and attention. I'm going to exchange it for intimacy and attention. You see, the reason that your box is empty isn't because you are looking for the right thing to exchange your box with. It's because you only offer box. You're not offering anything else for him to latch on to but box. I used to fuck for attention. Now I'm fucking for intimacy and attention. So you're asking for more, but you're still offering the same damn box. Fair use.
Yes, Lord. And then y'all can go to different events and party together and have a fun time together. And ain't no hateration or holleration in this dancery. Think about that. That's quality. That's quality. You got to understand what quality is first before God can send it to you, because you got to be able to discern it. And that's been my issue. I was out here thinking that these counterfeits were quality, but they were not quality. They were counterfeits. So it took me a long, long time to start unlearning what my definition of quality was, because my definition was a worldly definition. Because guess what the Bible says? God is not judged by the physical appearance. He judges by the heart. Baby, listen. A man with a good heart gonna treat you way better than a man with a whole lot of money, a man with who look real good, who real fine, who smell all good. Now, I'm not saying the guy who has a good heart can't be all those things, because I believe he can do that too. But what I'm saying is you need to be more focused on his heart posture than his bank account. That's what I'm saying, because quality is in the character. Because all that other stuff, bro, you can fit. Dude really can't dress like you want him, bro. Once you get that influence and get in there, you can start you can start dressing him how you want him, or making suggestions. Or eventually you may not even care. Because after a while you start loving somebody, you don't care. You fall in love with every part of them. And that little goofy little dressing. You don't care about none of that. He could be a little ashy. You start putting him on your skin routine. I ain't never ashy. Okay? Soon as I get up out the shower, I'm going straight to the lotion. Okay? and the baby oil. We're out here.
All right, I had to stop that. Yeah, yeah, she said that, but she was like, "Yeah, I'm basically gonna find an ashy nigga with a good heart, um, and dress him and put lotion on him." Like, what the hell? Are you gonna powder his bottom too? What the hell is this? Why is her relationships like? Why is her description of relationship is eerily similar to her son? Like, this is a mother son dynamic, is what she's talking about. Like, your son is the one who should share his vulnerabilities with you. Like, hey mom, I'm really not a good speller like the other kids, and the teacher gives the other kids gold stars when they get a perfect, um, when they get a perfect 10 on their spelling test, and I haven't gotten a perfect 10 on my spelling test, and I'm good at math, but I want to be a good speller too. That is a young man expressing his vulnerabilities to his mother, and also Mama Mashy, and the kids are making fun of me for being ashy. Like, that's a young man expressing his vulnerabilities to his mother. What the hell type of relation? You haven't been in a relationship in 5 years, and now you're looking for a grown son? That's sick. That is sick. That is sick. And fellas, do not go shopping with a bitch. I repeat, do not go shopping with a bitch, especially if you are not the man of the relationship. If she feels that she is dressing you, do not shop with that chick ever. I stopped shopping with chicks like shit like damn near 30 years ago. And that was my fucking mom. That shit is annoying as hell. You will not dress me, and I will not stand around while you pick through bullshit all day. That is the worst. I'd rather be on punishment. I would rather take a whooping. That is the worst. That is the worst torment ever. I, I'm a grown man. I'd rather, I would be in San Quentin right now. I would spend a day in San Quentin before I spend a day shopping with a bitch who's trying to dress me. That is ridiculous. That is just mind numbing torture, especially if you're a dude like me that don't really give much of a shit about what you wear. They will have you there all damn day trying on shit. It's ridiculous. And you just want some jeans. And they just buy some crap that they want to see you in. Now, I don't know what they do. I never had a chick try to online shop for me. What if she, I don't care. I do not care. I got stuff. Listen, I don't know when the last time I've been shopping. I've been shoe shopping maybe like 3, 4 months ago. Man, I got stuff. I don't even buy clothes. Like the clothes I got now are gifts. Like, that's the only time I get new clothes. It's like stuff from college or something like that, and maybe I'll pick up something from Ross from time to time. Other than that, these are like Christmas gifts and shit like that. I am not a shopper. And the shop with a chick, that shit is fucking nuts. Especially one who thinks that she's dressing you. That is nuts. No, that's what I say. It's gifts. That's what I'm saying. It's these are gifts. I accept gifts. I accept gifts and I put those in my wardrobes. But I mean, I bet you your man do not let you go out and dress him. Where you trying on stuff and he come out and you like, and maybe it's just me. Maybe my mom gave me a complex off of that crap. She could have gave me a complex off of that, but It's that is not the business. That is not. Now, lotion. Yes. Not only do I let women lotion me after a shower, I do often, with some women, I require it, and not because I'm one of those people. I had a friend who had like short, stubby arms, and he can't reach like his entire back with his arms. So he had like a little stick that he used, or he'll ask his girl to do it. I thought it was funny, but I'm not one of those people. I can pretty much reach all of me because I have longer arms. But but no, I require it because she needs to feel like a woman. So she needs to like do shit, you know. Idle hands is a bitch's bane. So I keep them occupied with stuff like that. There's other stuff too, but I keep that private. And it's not sexual, but I keep that private.
Okay, put them on your routine. You know what I mean? So it's just we got to be focused on what the quality is. Okay, the other thing I want to address
Put them on your routine.
is being unequally yoked. Now, a lot of people have a false sense of what unequally yoked is. They only think about it from a spiritual point of view, but being unequally yoked is more than just spiritual. It's what I spoke about with intimacy, mental, emotional, experiential, and that other stuff. I forgot. Why just why is the enemy bothering me? Like Siri just popped up. Like, bro, ain't nobody asked for you. But I just want to give y'all the definition of yoked so y'all understand what I'm talking about. So a yoke is a wooden beam normally used between a pair of oxen and other animals to enable them to pull together on a load when working in pairs. So basically, it's like when you have like two donkeys or two bulls and they're yoked together and they're pushing something forward, right? So being unequally yoked is when you enter in a relationship with somebody that you know ain't going where you going, ain't trying to go where you going, ain't on the same pace as you, don't got the same goals as you, or don't got the same nothing as you. They just look real cute in your pictures and folks think y'all look good together. Yeah, when you're unequally yoked, you're not going to get those levels of intimacy fulfilled, which is going to leave you unfulfilled. And you're going to constantly be questioning why you feel lonely when somebody's next to you every single day. Like, wouldn't you want someone who could be yoked up with you? My pastor, Pastor Oliver of Elizabeth Baptist Church, he talked about it like,
I can. Okay, first of all, people were in the chat room saying she's from Cali. She's not from Cali. What she's doing is what a lot of people should be doing, especially you Mississippi mother. Y'all know I don't like you. You know I don't like you, Mississippi people. What she's doing is she watch how people on TV talk and then talk like it. That's what she's doing. She watched what the people on TV sound like and she talked like them. But every now and again I hear some stuff like was, like I hear some accent buzzwords. Now this equally yoked thing. No, a woman should not be equally yoked to a man. A woman needs to be a man's complement. A man's complement, meaning that she is strong in the areas that he's not, and of course he is strong in the areas that she is not. For example, I use this example on Chantel's page or channel. Happy birthday to her. For example, I don't know, nor do I ever want to know or think about what and why in the hell these chicks be pouring milk on the inside of their wrists. I don't know and I don't care. That is your department. That is what you do. That is your responsibility to put milk on your wrist and do whatever. If I put it on my wrist, I would be confused. Like, what in the hell is this for? Mud says, huh? No, that's what people who do. That's what people who do. Mud breastfeeds. But I'm talking about the people who don't breastfeed. They put milk on their list. I've seen it before. I don't really know. Braiding hair. My partner is a single dad, shared custody with his daughter. He had to teach himself how to braid hair. Now he can do it, but he shouldn't have to. He shouldn't have to. Checking the temperature of the formula. That's what a thermometer is for. The, is that why they call it mama? So she's out of a thermometer and she put it on the and she put the milk on her. Listen, I would rather not know. That's good for you because even if it's on my wrist, I still don't know if it's too hot or too cold. Like, what is it supposed to feel like when the baby could drink it? I don't know. That's not my department. I have my departments and she has her departments. And it's not about equally yoked. I don't have to be equally as good at putting milk on my wrist as she does. Okay. I don't have to be equally good at stuff like that. See, it's like Iron Man. Listen to me and listen to me good. It's like Iron Man. Iron Man is good at being Iron Man. At Tony Stark, he's good at being Tony Stark too. He's being good at being a philanthropist, billionaire, playboy, and the nigga that built a suit out of armor and saved the universe or half the universe. No, he saved the entire universe. He's good at that. You want to know what he wasn't good at on the first episode? He wasn't good at knowing his own social security number. He wasn't good at the logistics that keep life going forward. That was her department. I repeat, that was her department. It was her department, the logistics that keep life going forward. Equally yoked. So what? He was supposed to go out and find Iron Woman? No, that's not how that works. You don't go and try to find a replicant of yourself. You go and find your complement. And as such, you do not try to measure for equality in such a fashion. Look at the look on this face. And still, where's her titties? All right.
A lot of people, when they're dating, they're always asking the person, okay, what are your intentions for me? Do you want marriage? He said that's important, but pace is important too. Because if you saying I'm ready to be married right now, but they're saying I'm ready to be married in 5 years, baby, are you really equally yoked? Because y'all ain't going.
Holy crap. Holy crap. Did this woman just say, if I say I'm ready to get married right now, and you say that no, we need to wait, then we're not equally yoked? And you wonder why you're single? We're not equally yoked because he won't give me what I want right now. We're not equally yoked because he don't want what I want. We're not equally yoked because he won't let me dress him. If we were equally yoked, then he would want to wear the things I want him to wear. If we were equally yoked, he would want to get married when I want him to marry me. Is that how they see equally yoked? And she wonders why she and all those around her is single for 5 years. 5 years of empty vagina and not a sit up, not a sit up. This chick do 100 sit-ups a decade, and she only did 50 while she was single. This is ridiculous. 5 sit-ups a year. Look at her.
At the same pace at the same time. So that needs to be talked about. You know what I mean? So pace is important, goals are important, level of um I guess determination.
And about your goals. First of all, your sit-up goal is trash because you're not even at 50 yet. You have 48. You see, you don't understand this because you've been in hookup culture and you've been in pump and dump situations for a large majority of your life. So you do not understand what I'm about to explain you now. You do not understand what's about to be explained to you now. But I'm gonna explain it, okay? I'm going to explain it. It is your job to turn that 5 years into four, into three, into two, into now. It is your job. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, but I am not doing no 6 month thing. It is your job to expedite this. It is your job to make being with you so good that he wants to secure it ASA fucking P. That is your job. Oh, you don't want to marry me right now? Why would he want to marry you right now? You have to give him a reason to do it. Make him one of those guys like, yeah, I know I said 5 years, but you know, I wake up every morning and it's breakfast in bed, feeding in head. So I was just like, fuck it. After 9 months of that, I was just like, all right, let's get to breeding, bitch.
Just certain things have to align for it to work. It's like that puzzle. Do the pieces go together? Because if they don't, y'all aren't going to have a quality relationship because y'all aren't, it's just not a fit. And that's just what it is. And that could be another reason why I'm single, which I can agree to, because I kept trying to force pieces together that didn't belong together. Because a person can be a great person, but not a great person for you. Because you have to understand that everybody just ain't for everybody. I think rejection isn't as bad when you start realizing that everybody ain't for everybody. Because it doesn't necessarily mean that you're ugly or that you're not smart or funny or and all of these things. It just could be you're not that cup of tea. You're just not a good fit.
And it could be both. And listen, I'm not here to condemn a person, man or woman, for being ugly. I'm not. Your genetics is something that you have little control over, you know. Um, but in the areas that you can improve, you should do so. Stop taking rejection as, oh, it's just it's just that we're not compatible. For example, right? I went through a phase where I was working real hard. I was doing the Kevin Samuels thing, putting in some hours and stuff. And I used to drink, in order to do this, I used to drink a lot of soda. And my shape reflected became that of a dude that was drinking too much damn soda. Um, to stay awake. Yeah, I need the caffeine. I don't drink coffee. And when that happens to people, you don't notice. You don't notice when you put on a few because it's gradual. Others may see it, especially those who haven't seen you in a while, and then they're like, "Oh crap!" But you need that experience. I was online dating at the time. This is the early 2000s, I think it was. I was online dating at the time, and I seen this Mexican chick, and she was looking kind of nice, right? And she said, "I'll show you mine if you show me yours," right? And talking about bodies, not I don't do the deep pics. I did a D pic one time in my life, and it wasn't my D. However, it was one that I felt looked like mine's from a porn site. It was a chick in the Philippines. She just like, let me see it, let me see it, let me see it. She just kept demanding. I was like, all right, goddamn. So I went to like a porn site, got a D pic of a black D that kind of looked like mine, and I sent it to her. And the reason why I had to look like mine's for when she see mine's, she won't be like, you lied, nigga. Like, so anyway, that was the only time that I semi sent a dick pic. Yeah, I'm not mode one. I do shit like that. Anyway, this chick wanted a body pic. So apparently she's into like these Steph Clean scale looking niggas, right? Which I wasn't and am not. So, hey, if she's still cool, Steph, she's all yours. But I sent it, and she immediately said, "No, thank you, not interested. Bye." And that was it. Didn't see from her, didn't hear from her ever again. Ever. Now, did I say after that, you know something? Maybe we just wasn't compatible. No. I said to myself, holy shit, I've been drinking too much damn soda and I am getting up there in pounds. And I got to do something about that. That is what you say.
For them in this moment. Y'all could be in two different seasons. So we have to stop internalizing rejection. Because once you internalize rejection, like I said, you develop a mindset that tells you that you are not good enough. And so you start expecting.
Fuck you. I internalized that shit. That shit hurted. I wanted to fuck her bad. I wanted to fuck the Mexican. I want to fuck her accent away. Fuck that. No, no, don't give me that. Don't give me that internalized rejection. Internalize that shit. See if you can feel better. See if you can improve from it. I tell the story about how I didn't make it through the Amazon interview process, but you become better as a result of it. You're not improving at all.
Expecting failure in your relationships. You start expecting things not to work out. You start expecting to only have low quality men into your life because you're thinking it. So when you're thinking it, you're telling yourself and you're drawing that to you. We know about manifestation, but that's only biblical. As a man thinketh, so he is. So if you keep thinking all of my scenarios,
As a man thinketh, so he is. As a man thinketh, so he is. How come when I think it, I'm biting Rihanna's ass, I'm not? How come every time I think it, I'm biting Rihanna's ass, I'm not biting her ass? What in the hell is this? It just sounds like bullshit. Somebody says she's parroting. Maybe, but she's parroting an idiot. As you think it, therefore you are. Like, say that to Skilo. Shout out to Skilo. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl that a good I would call her. I wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a bat, a 6'4" Impala. I'm sure he thought it. I'm sure he thought of all of those things. I'm sure he thought if he was a little bit taller. I'm sure he thought of. By the way, that was me in junior high. Um, yeah, that was me in junior high. But I'm sure he thought of all those things. But it just didn't manifest itself. Yeah, I wish. Yeah.
Are gonna fail. This is gonna be another failed situationship. This dude ain't gonna be quality. It gotta be something wrong with him if he's a good dude. Then that's what's gonna happen. So you have to start thinking differently. And the first way to start thinking differently is to stop internalizing rejection, stop internalizing things, and start really sitting with yourself and shifting your mindset. And that goes for everything. That goes even if you're in a relationship right now, and the relationship you feel like it's a quality relationship, this is a good person, we're working together, but maybe like our communication isn't good, maybe there's something going wrong, there's a glitch in the system. Stop thinking, oh, we're gonna argue today. Oh, I already know he ain't gonna do this. I know he's not gonna improve. No, start thinking better. Start thinking like, no, this is gonna be the day where we don't argue. This is gonna be the day where he changes. This is going to be the day where he does come to the event that I asked him to come to. So you have to start thinking like that.
By the way, that is what she means when she says a communication issue. Maybe this is the day he's going to come to the event that I want him to come to. That means that, when there's a communication event, he should anticipate that I want him to come to this particular event and he should go. Now, when you have like these old single broads, right? And I'm not saying her, she's not that old. I'm talking about cruise ship old. Here's what I mean. Here's what I mean. And I'm not saying that they're old, I'm just saying that they're older. When you have the 40 plus crowd, they tend to go on stuff like cruise ships. They tend to do these things that you always find a bunch of 40, 50-year-old women doing to find dick. And then when they find it, they want to bring you along on these single women things. I've seen it. I've seen it with the older homies. I've seen it with the older homies. And what they're doing is because they see these chicks all the time. These universal soul cruises and crap like that, or these what do you call those? Dang. It's like congregations that they have for, whatever reason. Yeah, no, it's a lot of fat in those things too. But even the ones that aren't like, it's still just like uh, oh, and fellas, if you're looking for a quick piece and that's what you like, then go on one of those cruises. You can't lose. You cannot lose on one of those cruises. I know because just like she's a hairdresser, I have a barber shop, and that's what the homies tell me. You can't lose on those cruises. But when they get a dude, and this is actually what they were telling me because they are that dude. My brothers are older. Like the first thing they want to do is bring you on crap like that. They want to bring you on stuff like that and show you off in the clothes that they bought you. And they make sure that they put lotion on your face before you go. That is crap. That is awful and it's torture. And you want to know what I mean by torture? I'm gonna tell you what the fuck. I'm gonna tell you what I mean by torture. Cause y'all repress this. Y'all repress this. Now me, not to brag, but I was a very, 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 very cute kid. I was. Exceptionally so. And I know what y'all thinking. All kids is cute, but you look at some kids and be like, God damn, that was one ugly ass little bastard. That wasn't me. It's a very cute kid. And as a result of this, my mom would take me to church in the outfit she bought me. Or yeah, in the church outfit that she bought me. She would lick her nasty ass fingers and she would like put her slobber thumb on my face and present me to other church chicks. Like, oh, look at my son. He's a game changer. Look at my son. He's so smart. Look at him. He's so cute. Look at him. And then the cheek pension comes. And then the cheek pension comes. That's you. That's you if you ever find yourself in one of these cruises. So when she say go to the place that you want to go, that's what the fuck she's talking about. It's cruise ships, it's wine tasting, it's public galas, it's sorority reunions for, and I'm not talking about sororities like when they still in college. Nope. It's jazz festivals. Now, there are certain places you don't want to go, but you are obligated to anyway, especially if that's your chick, and that's understandable. But you don't have to let her dress you and lotion you and shit. Like, listen, weddings, funerals, and like family reunions and stuff like that, holiday events. These are things that you must do. Don't be so red pill that you say, "Oh nah, nah, fuck your mama funeral." Don't do that. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of crap out there that's just pure misery. I'm preparing y'all.
Start thinking positively. And most of all, start understanding that
Hit the like button. Hit the like button. God damn it. Let me get 80 likes. Let me get 7 more likes.
if you're praying for quality, God is first going to show you what quality is, and then he's going to reveal that quality person to you first. But first, he has to show you and help
Yeah, I gotta ask my mom for something. I'll do that.
you to understand that, listen, your version of quality ain't my version. So I'm gonna keep letting these situations fail because you're not comprehending what I'm trying to get you to comprehend. Okay. So ask yourself, is my version of quality aligned with God's version of quality? Because if I've been out here trying to say Sierra's prayer, it ain't gonna work if you looking at the physical and stuff on paper and God trying to get you to look at the heart. I hate this narrative that a godly man gotta be unattractive or he stank or he can't dress and all that when that's not true. That is not true. We see women with
Can a godly woman be fat? Like, what about his? What about his prayers? You see, she never looked. She never asked herself, what do the man that she is praying for pray for? What does the man that you are praying for pray for? Are you his blessing? Are you his angel? Are you his prayer come to life? You never ask yourself that, do you? You just pray and say, "Give me it."
men of God who look good. I mean, Russell looks good. Devon Franklin, even though him and Meg tripping, he look good. Like, what are we talking about? A lot of the pastors, they are attractive people. So we have to stop thinking that.
Oh, God. Fellas, if you ever want a harem, become a pastor. Become a pastor, especially if you, like me, aren't afraid of crowds, reasonably articulate, and above the curve intellectually. If you have these qualities, then become a pastor. If you want a harem, the problem is it's a harem full of church bitches. That is the problem. And I do not want that. I do not, no thank you on that one. No, I do not want like a harem and make a porno called God, Girls Gone Church. I do not want to do that. No, thank you, but no thank you. And she's here like, those pastors be quite handsome. Oh my God. Oh my God. You 5 years without a man. You be flicking your bean in the church bathroom. That, oh my God.
Because when we start thinking that, again, we are, as a man thinking, so he is. Like, we are attracting that into our atmosphere and in our space. So, in a nutshell, the reason why I'm single is in my mind because I've done the work, I've waited. And honestly, in order to evaluate myself, because I'm such an accountable person, I always sit and I ask.
Oh, through all that, she said, because I am an accountable person. When she spent all the time saying that it's not me, I'm not the reason that I'm single. It's because men do not know how to appreciate me and they won't let me dress them. And they don't get married when I tell them to get married. That's the reason that I'm single. But I'm an accountable person. This is an extreme level of self unawareness. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. Let me see something right quick. Why did somebody send me this? All right, K dot, I'll check into that. Hit the like button. Okay, I got 81. That's cool. I'm extremely self-aware. I extremely hold myself accountable. Holding myself accountable is what I did when that Mexican chick shot me down. And it wasn't just a shoot down, it was a stop, block, disconnect, don't ever call my ass again. It was one of those. I gave her off shirt picture and never heard her accent again. Did I say that she was conceited or stuck up? I said no. I said, I've been drinking too much soda. I've been drinking too much soda.
Myself, like, are there any men that you feel like you missed out on because of who you were? Or, and I say were because I'm a different person now. So you feel like there are some opportunities you missed out in relationships for being a certain way. Now I will say that I was dusty back then, very shallow.
She said I was dusty back then. I was dusty back then.
Um I played games. Um I was just a mess. I would say that there were some scenarios that I did miss out on, but not to the extent that I feel like it would have led to marriage or my forever. Like I haven't come across my person. Like those would have been some good flings or some good 2-year relationships, some good times. I just feel like I avoided divorce and pregnancy. That's all I can say. But I mean, it would have been fun. And I do wish I would have had those scenarios and come to this revelation sooner and, did the work sooner, changed sooner, became the highest potential of who I am. But, life be life. And sometimes it happens. And I don't regret what I mean, I do regret dating some folks, but but at the same time, I'm where I'm supposed to be right now because I mean, God wrote my story, I didn't. So that's just how I feel. So, like, comment, and share. I know I did a lot of rambling in the beginning because the enemy was trying to bust up my podcast, but yeah, like, comment, and share. Let me know what y'all think. Subscribe, all of that stuff. All right, bye.
Michael Ross, thanks a lot. Appreciate you, brother. All right. I'm not gonna. I feel bad now because I bagged on her more than I planned to, um, and that's because, well, I have no excuse for that. I shouldn't have done that. She's going through the motions, um, and a lot of women go through it. Some go through it faster than others. Some of them get to that point like far later in life. And the lucky ones get to that point far earlier in life. The smarter ones get to that point far earlier in life. She is a little bit late and she still has a very long way to go. So I'm gonna mute you, Zima. Oh, okay. But she has a very far way to go. Is she going to reach the stage that she needs to be in order to secure a mate and be a good wife to that mate while she is still fertile? The answer to that at this rate, and this is not me talking as a red pillar or anything like that. This is from me speaking from a clearly mathematical position. The answer to that is no. The answer to that is no. She is not halfway where she needs to be in order to have a clear understanding till she comes to the conclusion of be a better bitch and then begin the process of becoming a better bitch while finding a man who can properly appreciate a better bitch. She is far from that goal, and it took her 14 adult years to get this far. So the answer to that is no, not from a mathematical standpoint. It is not. It is linear. It is not parabolic, and I just don't see it happening for her, unfortunately. But it's sad that society has pulled her in the wrong direction for so long. And it's also sad that the industry that she works in, hair care, cosmetics, the industry that she works for, because she does that for Black women, she's going to remain. They're stunting her growth dramatically. This rhetoric is not hers. Somebody was saying that she's just parroting stuff. She is. This rhetoric is not hers. Like hair salons is where Black women go to remain single. I repeat, hair salons is where Black women go to remain single. Y'all think I'm lying? Y'all think that this is something that Game Changer is just making up? Like, why is Game Changer saying that? He's just saying that because that's a coincidence. That just so happens to be, where they congregate because they go and get their hair done. Let me show y'all something. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking to about. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. Here we go. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. See, let me show you what I'm talking about. Hey, Sigma, you cool?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. Cause I'm on my. I usually when I tap in, I'm on my laptop. But right now I'm on my Android, so just making sure.
All good. All good. Thanks a lot, Michael Ross. Let me show you what I'm talking about. About when I say that hair places is where Black women go to remain single. Take a look at this. This is a scene from the movie Waiting to Exhale. Now, this is Angela Bassett. I want you to notice something. I want you to notice her hair. Her hair. Now, at the beginning of the movie, when she was burning up dudes' cars and selling his stuff for $1, she had long, beautiful, luscious, 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 beautiful, 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 beautiful hair. But when she was mad and she was sick of men, where did she go? To this one. This one. She is the hairdresser of the group, and she is also the least attractive in the group. However, she is the hairdresser. She is the one that is linking all of these single women together. The thing that they have in common, the one thing that they have in common, the only reason why they are here today, doing their slow motion hugs and stuff, is because of her. It's because of this chick right here. They are friends because they get their hair done together and they are exchanging notes on how to be single. Let me show y'all something right quick. There we go. That perfect timing. Perfect timing. I want to start off by saying fuck everybody in high school and college who was talking shit when I said that she was slightly hotter than Holly Berry. And I said slightly, but they still talk shit. Fuck everybody who did that. All right. Layla Rashad, Sunshine from um Harlem Nights was bad as all hell. And she is sitting there on top her vagina, on top of her sunshine vagina, in the presence of a woman that looks like this, talking about why she can't find a man. Bitch! The only thing that is stopping you from finding a man is her. Stop pretending like y'all have the same problem, like y'all have the same struggles, like y'all have the same plight. Y'all do not. Y'all do not. The only thing that y'all have in common is damn hair. The hair salon is where they go to be single, period. It's where single women go to get singular. It's such your growth as a woman, and it's such your progress from a single woman to a woman that's sucking my dick. That is what the hair salon is doing to you. They fix your head and you don't give head. That is what the hair salon is doing to you. It's fucking up your brain. That's me, my king.
Hey, can you hear me, GC?
Yeah.
Bro, you got me cracking the fuck up. I'm out here at the park, man. We having like an event right now. And
Uh-huh.
they got like tacos out here, liquor and everything, man. You got me fucking dying out here, bro. Like, they looking at me like I'm crazy right now, but the whole breakdown of old girl, it was 100%, man. But at the same time, I'm glad that like bras that are at her level are finally waking up to the reality of the sexual marketplace. Like you got bras like her that before the whole COVID shit, they
Mhm.
thought they were nines. But now the reality of the situation with so many black men that are out there and they're like, yo, I'm looking right past you, bitch. Because see, women have had this situation where they believe that every man is chasing them, right? And I think
Mhm.
what happened with COVID, it had a chance to wash out a lot of the bad, behavior. So dudes is thinking like, yo, with the COVID situation, with inflation and the recession, yo, you got to choose very, very wisely right now. So I think that, she's being realistic. And for the first time in my life, that's an unusual thing because for so long, if you're someone that grew up in the 90s and in the 2000s, you were under the impression that the average black woman thought that she was just like a gold coin out here. But now they realize that, yo, men, ever since seeing the recession, ever since seeing that we had the COVID, dudes
Mhm.
is like, yo, if I'm gonna bring this woman into my life, she gotta have something that she's bringing to the table that I can't replace. So at the end of the day, yeah, she might cloud the shit in like spirituality and whatever. Basically, she's saying, I need a man. That's really what she's saying at the end of the day, man.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And here's the thing, it is largely due to the pandemic. I agree. And I also think that it's due to cows or cause, excuse me, cold approach withdrawal syndrome. You see, a lot of fellas have learned that the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Your camera's on. Are you
Oh
showing?
shit.
Where you at? Where you at?
I'm out here at the park, bro. It's all good.
Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, but they're suffering from cold approach withdrawal syndrome, and basically what that is they are running low on niggas to reject. They are. They guys aren't approaching that way. Just like when I talked to that 19-year-old young boy, and I noticed that too. That like a lot of this young generation, they're a lot more recluse. They're a lot more just, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Where in the '90s, and you're younger than me, but in the '90s, it wasn't like that. We see something we like, we went after it. But now they're not, and the chicks are getting itchy. They're getting anxious. They're getting worried. They're getting insecure.
Hmm.
They're suffering from that withdrawal. They're
Oh,
suffering from that
they
withdrawal.
it's definitely like a withdrawal thing. Like right now, like at the little spot that I'm at right now, they're doing like like they got the drinks out, they got the women are out, and I'm just counting, right? So there's
Mhm.
probably like 5 brothers out here, 100 white men, and probably like 150 white women out here. And I'm telling you right now, bro, like you can hear it. Brothers rolling through in the motorcycles right now, and if you a black woman and you trying to compete out here, you got to bring a package. You got to bring like the sexuality, the mentality, and the financial situation because these white hoes out here and these Latinas, they're not playing around out here, bro. So
Mhm.
again, at the end of the day, the chick that you were reviewing, she knows what time it is, bro. Like there was definitely a time when they could live in like delusion, but that time ain't now. Right now, there's probably only like, let me see, I'm looking around, there's no more than 10 brothers out here, right? But there's
Mhm.
100 white bitches out here, okay? And these women are choosing. There's some biracials out here right now. There's a bartender right now. She's hot. This bitch is hot,
Mhm.
fit, and hot.
Let me see.
Everybody's trying to get her. White dudes, you want to see?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to go back into the bar. So go ahead and keep talking. I'm gonna go back into the bar. I'm gonna get on camera. Fuck it, since you
Okay.
want to see it. All
Yeah.
right,
Yeah. I'm curious. So
let me see.
see
Fuck.
now. Yeah. That's okay. That's okay. While he does that, fellas, restrain yourself.
Hey,
Restrain.
brothers, what up with y'all, man? I'm on the fucking YouTube right now, and they talking about like the difference between like white women and black women. What y'all see the difference is? Is there any difference or no difference? You on camera right now? I don't want to put you on camera if you don't want to be on camera, bro. So let me see. We gonna go around. These some random brothers.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's the difference between the white bras out here and the Latinas and everything?
The Eve gene, and that's it. We can leave it right there.
White
The Eve
bras
gene.
gon' they like, you know what I'm saying, with white bras, it's whatever you say. You know what I'm saying? With the black queens, you know what I'm saying? They like, it's like they're the pedestal where like they don't like they have to have they say so, or they have to give a
Opposition.
yeah.
So you're saying they too much work?
It's too much.
Now, let me ask
I
you
mean,
this,
of course, I
brother.
love my black queens though.
Hold on, so my guy, when he asking the question, what you asking, GameChanger? What's up?
Let me ask you this, brother. Let me ask the brother this.
I know, right? This is random.
Well, right quick, brother. Do you think that the reason that they feel like they're on a pedestal is because
That's what shit. I ain't know either.
Go ahead and finish what you're saying, bro. He listening to
I'm
you.
saying, do you feel that the reason that you get
the
that
black
they're on a
queen,
pedestal because you
she
call
gonna
them queen?
always it's opposition. Like she gonna always like have something to say back to it. She's not just taking up for answers.
A bunch of she don't want no leadership.
Yeah, some do, but some don't. Like she ain't laying down easy. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Koreans, you got whites, you got Latinos. They pamper their husband, they pamper their king. You know what I'm saying? So it's easier to go that route. You know what I'm saying?
So they make it easier for you than like all the extra shit for like you're basically putting more into it than you're getting out. You got something to say, bro?
I just said the Eve gene, and
so you saying that the bitches, they want to make it difficult, they want to go with the Satan instead of making it like peaceful for you. Because like you talk about the Satan gene, you talking about they want to go with the good talk.
What the Eve gene is?
If I was off the top of my head, I would say that the Eve gene is like disrespect and controversy.
No, this is
what you saying
for black women.
Go for it, bro. You got like 1,000 people watching you right now.
That's cool. They'll all know what I'm talking about, all 1,000 of them. But it just means that only black women can birth every color spectrum.
That's true.
That is walking.
White, black.
They can birth any color baby. And you can be the darkest motherfucker from Nigeria, but that's the only difference between white and black women.
So as far as like cooperation, you feel like it's equal?
Cooperation is
subjective.
You're right. It's on the person.
So for you, but we talking about you right now. So you feel like the cooperation is equal, or you feel like it's a difference?
Comparison to what?
Minnesota. We talking about Minnesota right now.
We're in the most racially diverse state ever, right? Like we're in the light skin fucking homeland. So I mean, it really comes down to preference and the person. So I mean, like the level of cooperation depends on the woman and the community she came from.
Right.
So the common denominator that I find is women that were raised without fathers or men in the family.
I say the same shit all the time.
To deal with. So for that reason, I typically don't deal with women that don't have a father.
And you talk, but hold on. So like we know that like 70% of black women aren't raised with their fathers. That's a statistical fact. Exactly. So you dealing with a lot of white women up here.
Nah, I have. I tried it in college.
You said, because you said. Oh yeah.
That shit ain't for me.
It ain't for me.
So you stay home.
So you stay home. That's it.
But I mean, like I can see beauty in all women of all races.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
So it's black women. So first and foremost, I would live with black women.
But for you, it's like you just feel like.
But it's, again, it's subjective. Like
their relationship with their father is more important to you.
The relationship with the father means the most. Like,
thank you, bro. I appreciate that. All right.
Sure.
I didn't mean to run up on y'all, but y'all was here, so.
You good.
And we on YouTube, so fuck it. Y'all gonna be famous because, like, yo, it's a lot of motherfuckers watching this tonight. So I got y'all. Appreciate it, bro. All right.
All right. So yeah.
So we'll go up into the bar right now, and we're gonna see what they got to say up in here. All right. I'm gonna show you the little biracial chick. So the chat. I don't know, like, cause I'm on my phone. I don't know if I can get the little visual, but I'm gonna try to get her on camera. So what y'all want me to ask her, man? And you can see
if she's biracial. I want you to ask her about did the other girls treat her bad because she was biracial? Like
okay, now it's a bar, so I don't know if she's working and shit. So we'll see. So hold on.
Now ask her when was the last time a dude hit on her.
Okay. So you want me to ask her last time someone hit on you?
Yeah.
Okay, let me make sure I get this shit right though. Let me see. Fuck. All right. Hey, what's up, Logan? So, GameChanger, what was your question for her?
How often does she get hit on?
All right, got you. So let's see. Your name's Logan, right? So who is Logan? All right, what's your name?
TR.
Nice to meet you. I'm John. Hey, so I do like a lot of social connections, and I told someone, I said, I'm like a very beautiful heart to me. And then, like, I wonder how much she gets hit on. So can you tell, like, my audience, like, how much do you get hit on each day?
Honestly, I do get hit on quite a bit every shift. It's maybe once a shift. Every single time.
So what's the best line you've heard and what's the worst line you've heard this week? Just this week.
I haven't heard any. Well, on Thursday, I got a guy. He stopped me. He was like, "You get hit on all the time here?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I won't be one of those." But then I was like, "It's totally okay." He's like, "Oh, okay. Let me tell you this. You are gorgeous."
Well, this is 1,000 people watching right now, though. But this is 1,000 people right now, though. So you got 1,000 people watch you right now, and they're gonna tell me when I go home and I download this, they're gonna tell me if they think that they agree that you're beautiful. I thought you were hot.
I want to know.
Yeah. So you said that you get this often. So what was the worst line you heard this week?
Ooh, the worst line that I got actually didn't happen this week. It happened on St. Patrick's Day. I had a guy scream in my face that I was so gorgeous, and then he grabbed me by my shoulders and just started shaking profusely.
Please don't tell me he was black.
No.
Thank you, God. Thank you. That's the part that I want to make sure that he was a black guy. You know what I mean? Like, oh man. So is there like, you know, because like I'm talking to my one of my buddies is doing a live right now, and we're talking about like men traveling, men expanding their horizons, and meeting beautiful women, and actually, you know, having a good vibe. So what do you think is the biggest thing that men make the mistake on in 2022?
They're only focused on either women's past or their titties.
What should they be focused on?
They should be focusing on a girl's smile, her personality, her do's and don'ts, like what she likes, what she doesn't like in a man, what she likes to do for fun. You should just get to know her and know her body.
So more of like a well-rounded approach now.
Yeah.
So do you feel like that's something that came out of COVID that didn't exist before, or was that always a situation, or is it a new, like, do you feel that we're seeing things differently now that we went through COVID?
I feel like men nowadays are a lot more like, there's some that are very nice and understanding, and then there are some who just don't understand what the word no means. I'm just like, no means no.
All right, so we're
So
gonna close this out with them. Tell them what your tattoos mean.
So this one is just because I like dragons. I got this one because it is a matching tattoo with my childhood best friend. And then I have this one. It says it's okay to not be okay because, as it says, it's okay to not be okay. And then I got this one as a scar cover-up tattoo.
Now, because I thought you were biracial. Was that right? Okay. So is your father black or mother black? Or dad's black or mother's white? Okay. And what was your name again? Kiara. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I can't wait to see you again. I'm gonna see you again though. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right. So
Okay, so yeah.
So hopefully I got what y'all wanted. Was that good enough for y'all?
No, that's definitely. So she definitely looked better, a lot better than the one that I was interviewing just now.
Because I want to make sure that I got the right data that y'all needed. Was that what y'all needed?
Oh no!
Before I leave.
Definitely.
Okay, cool. I'm leaving then.
All right. But Sigma, before you go,
okay.
You brought up something very interesting. And the reason why I asked her how often does she get hit on, because she said once a day, and she works in a bar.
Yeah.
Which means that at least 100 guys come in every shift, and there's only one. So it's like a 1% ratio for a woman who looks like that.
Yes.
So imagine.
So you didn't tell me though, GameChanger. Like I thought she was like a nice 7.5. What would you give her?
Well, I'm not going to give her a number. I will say that she is hotter than the woman who we were talking about just now.
Okay.
And she's not as hot as Layla Rashad.
Okay.
However, she's closer to Layla Rashad than she is the woman that who was talking about church and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll put her there. But no, you was right. You was right to say that she was pretty, and she was a pretty light skinned.
Cause she's out here like, it's like I said, man, it's like 100 white women out here right now. And it's probably like 10 or 15 brothers out here. And I just rolled up on the brothers that was just sitting next to me and shit. And they told you they didn't have no preparation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just walking, I'm just talking. I just randomly started a conversation and they told you what their perspective was on black women. And I keep telling dudes out here, dudes ain't really thinking about the racial shit. You know what I'm saying? They just looking at a female. He said something that you've heard me say a million times. Most men out here, we looking at a female's relationship with her father more than anything else. Because to me, that's really what makes the difference between women. If they hate their father, it's gonna be very, very hard for you. I don't care how much game you got. I don't care how good you think you look, how much money you got. You're gonna have a difficulty trying to get her in line. But if she has at least a decent relationship with her father, you have a chance. And those were random dudes. I didn't know them dudes. They were just standing next to me. I just put them on the spot and they told you their opinions and shit. And they said exactly what you've been saying, what I've been saying, and many other brothers have been saying. And I'm telling you right now, what these women better understand is that they're competing with women of every race now. There's a whole group of biracial women that have been created since the 80s and the 90s that are out here. They're 20, 25, 30, 35, and they're looking for a man too. So they got to keep that shit in mind, man.
So I think you could start naming that American Mud is biracial, and I think she likes what you're saying.
Who's that?
There's somebody in chat room named American Mud, and I think she agrees. By the name you can tell that she's biracial of some sort.
Okay.
So, or maybe even triracial, but yeah. So no, I mean there's definitely truth to that, but it's interesting because there seemed to be some type of disconnect between the dudes that you interviewed and what she thinks that men want. Because
hold on, but she said that
real quick, Sigma, right quick. Because she was under the impression that guys are hyper focused on ass and titties. But when you said which one is more attractive, or tell us the difference between this group of women and that group of women, it wasn't physical at all. It was really more of the stuff that she was talking about, personality traits.
But see, the thing is, though, she said that was mostly white dudes that was disrespecting her, though. See, you got to remember, what she said was that the dude that had the worst line and the dudes that was the most disrespectful to her were white men. And to me, maybe I was just too focused on that, but that's what stood out to me. Because I just got done talking to the brothers next to me, and I'm talking to her randomly, and she told me straight out, the white dudes are the most disrespectful, breaking like the personal zone and saying stupid shit. So I just guess I got caught up with that, because to me, that's what I've always seen. Black men, we have a level of confidence and we have a level of sexual confidence where we don't be breaking barriers and shit. The only thing that they use against us is the fucking Pookie and Ray Ray niggas that's out here doing dumb shit. If you took them niggas out of the equation, the 20% of black men that do dumb shit every day, there is no one that can compete with us as black men. Now, because that's what they use against us.
I agree, Sigma, but let me ask you this. Why didn't she tell those brothers?
Because those brothers didn't talk to her. They didn't talk to her. I'm the only one that talked to her.
Exactly. Now, why do you think that is?
Why do I think they didn't talk to her?
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to say because we're at an event, bro. Like if we're you got.
I'm speaking hypothetically because what I'm
saying. So let me get a situation.
Right quick. What I'm saying, Sigma, is that there is a disconnect. There is a reason that both parties are alone when both parties are they're not together, I should say. When both
Okay.
parties seem extraordinarily compatible, I
Uh-huh.
think that there is a reason for that, and I want to find out from your perspective, why do you think that is?
Well, what I think it is that like for this example, we're using her. I gotta be fair to him, the guys and her. We're all at an event right now, okay? Outside of our
Mhm.
so let me give you the context. There's like a condominium complex over here, right?
Okay.
And it's a bar that's right here at the park. So those dudes, they're just sitting here where I'm sitting at. They haven't even hollered at her. Okay. I went
Mhm.
and hollered at her because she brought me my drinks earlier and I thought she was attractive. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So obviously the next time that I go there, it's already game over, right? Like you say you're the game changer, but because I've already broken that ice with her, when she sees me, she'll be like, hey, that's the dude that talked to me out of all those other black dudes. So I kind of
Agreed.
broke the ice with her. So those dudes, they might come in after I've just left. I just left. I'm going to my car right now. They might come in and they might put their bid in and maybe they might get there. So it's too early to tell because it's only like what, 8 o'clock right now here. So shit, one of those brothers might get in, but I know if I see her again, it's game over.
No,
Period.
I get what you're saying. I think I'm not really talking about her per se, and I do want you to smash that, and
And, oh, don't even worry about it because the next
I'm
time I
not
come
worried.
there,
I'm not worried about it. No, I'm not worried about that.
the next
But
time
no,
I
I
come
do
there,
want
it's
that point.
on.
But no, in addition
Yeah.
to but no, in addition to that, what I'm saying is, in events, there are eligible black men, and sometimes there are even attractive black women who also have
Yeah.
that, and attractive black women. How come I don't see them together more often? Like,
Now, are you talking about black women or biracial women? Because that's a little bit different.
I'm saying both. I'm saying both. Black women.
Hmm.
Like, how
Well,
come when I go to events like that, there's typically, and I'm not talking about her because she's working, but there's typically
mhm,
like a group of guys having a guy event, and there are a group of girls having a girl event, and there
mhm.
are couples. Why do you think that is, Sigma?
Man, like based on the culture that we have right now, bro, I think that there's a difference. Like I said, like when you listen to the brothers speak, they said that they see the same thing. You have this culture of single mothers that are raising women and they don't have that balance that creates a dynamic where they grow up seeing men and women operate in an equal way. Now, the biracial chick, if you notice, she said that her father was black, but her mother is white.
Hmm.
So when you approach like now Tariq Nasheed, he married a biracial woman whose mother is white. And what did he tell you? Yo, if you're gonna date a biracial chick, get one that has a black father and a white mother, because he believes that dynamic creates a more cooperative woman. So what I think it is, it's that dynamic between being raised by a single black mother versus being raised with a white woman who has a black man. Because remember, I'm here in the Midwest, okay? And white dudes tell me all the time, to them, when they see a white woman, an Asian woman, or a Latin woman with a black man, to them, that woman is whatever race of dude she's dealing with. So if she's dealing with a black man, she's black. If she's dealing with a Latin man, she's Latin. And that shit is serious because, again, white men have a good position in the United States. So we can't just be like, oh, well, I don't care what the white men think. When white men look at these women as like, hey, she's dating a black guy, that white woman takes on a lot of bullshit from her culture. She knows that if she's attracted to a black man, she's putting all her bets on
Hmm.
that black man. So I think that's the difference. Not with a
Okay,
black
I see
woman
what you're
though,
saying.
because
Well,
black women have the same freedoms to a certain degree, like from a female perspective. I've never seen a more free woman than black women, and there's no freer person in America than white men. So there's that dynamic right there, bro.
there's two types of relationships I see from the BMWW types, and that is black men who refuse to deal with an unsubmissive woman, and they cross over and find white women. And they avoid all the ridicule. They don't care. They just want submission. They have the best daughters because they have a dominant dad and a submissive mother, and that is the
Hmm.
dynamic that they were raised in. And
Yeah.
then there's the other type of BMWW relationships where she's a fat bitch and only niggas fuck fat bitches. And those tend to have the absolute worst mulatto daughters that you can possibly imagine. Because for one, they don't stay together that long because he cheats on her with a fatter chick for whatever shit reason. But those relationships tend to not last long. The kids be cute, but I don't know. Y'all seen it. Y'all been in Target and y'all see like a fat white woman pushing a cart with cute mulatto kids. And it's like, God dang, how long are those kids gonna stay skinny? You know. Now, I don't think that that's the case with her, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think that's the case with your bartender friend. So good luck with that. But
Well, talking to her, I can kind of tell that, like,
yeah, that
like
she
I
comes
could,
from a healthy dynamic. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes you can just vibe. Like that's why I went back and talked to her because, like, just talk. Like when her and I were talking earlier.
You don't thank yourself. You went back and talked to her because I suggested that you go back and talk to her. Anything that transpires as a result of this, my cash app is.
Hey, y'all hit Game Changers Cash App. Give them the credit. Give them all the credit.
Yeah, it's anything that transpires after that. Yeah.
Yeah, yo, hey, if it goes beyond that, y'all hit Game Changers. Hit them with the Cash App. Like, if you think that the next time I go there, it's going to the next level, hit them with 50. Like, y'all give them all the credit. Give them all the credit.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Yeah.
Support that, brother. But I'm glad that you you know what I'm saying, like that you did the whole review because it just happened to be that while I was out there, I was listening to you and shit. I'm just laughing. So I know everyone was looking at me like, what is this dude laughing about? Because you had me cracking up with your review. Because out here, I'm like, okay, I'm seeing 100 white women and there's like 15 or 20 black men out here. And you saw the brothers, right?
Uh-huh.
These not no fat, sloppy looking Negroes. And they out here and they telling you, hey, I don't have, they're not no dusty, broke ass dudes. That's not what's going on. And they told you, hey, I don't have no preference for no white women, no Latina women, no Asian women, but I'm going to choose accordingly. And they said exactly what you and I have talked about in the past. So this ain't no new shit. We've talked about the dynamic that really separates women in America is their relationship with their father. That's the key component right there. And you heard random brothers tell you the same shit. So it's like, if there's any women listening right now, yo, y'all better start tuning in to these brothers that still care enough to give y'all some game. Because I'm telling you right now, yo, y'all always talking about white women, but where I live, you got Latinas, Asian women, you got biracial, and you got like a huge population of biracial females. They look good, they're fit, and they be having hella issues dealing with the white men in their life. So when a black man roll up on them and he's not on some ghetto shit, them biracial bitches be like, yo, this dude, I'm going. You know what I mean? So they better start listening.
The cold part was none of the brothers you interviewed was on some nigga shit. So,
no, zero.
So the complaints that they give, if a man could just go to the and find 3 brothers, possibly single, that's not on some nigga shit, then all of these investors and stuff that's complaining, they're really strong man because it's not that hard to find. It wasn't hard for you to find.
Bro, the thing is, I think most black men in the Midwest are like me. They were raised by black
everywhere. Most black men are not ass pants.
No, they're not. That's a stereotype. That's a stereotype. See, that's the thing.
It's perpetuated by our opposition.
Yes, the enemies of black men, they push that shit. But most black men are just normal, cool ass dudes. You saw.
I agree.
One of the brothers said that he really has a preference for black women, but he told you, I'm fucking any of these bras that's going. See, that's the thing. You got a lot of bras that was raised by their crackhead mothers and their absent fathers, and they have this anger towards black men, but even still, because black women have the home court advantage, if you raise a man for 18 years, of course you're gonna have home court advantage. But those dudes told you, yo, when I come across a black woman, I'm open to the opportunities. But these divester bitches, they get online and they tell you, oh, these black men have a preference for white women. That's bullshit. Their biggest competition is not white women in 2022. The biggest competition for black women, and I'm gonna say it now, is biracial women with black fathers and white mothers, followed by Latinas, and then Blasians, and then Asian women. White women are at the bottom of the pecking order. The only advantage that white women have over black women in America in 2022, they're more numerous and they're friendlier. That's it. But yeah, they're friendlier, and there's so many fucking white women out here. Everywhere you go to work, white woman. You go to the fucking doctor, white nurse. You go down here to get your tabs on your car, white DMV bitch. You go to the happy hour. Yeah, they're everywhere.
Our DMV bitches are black, always.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think this is affirmative action because it's a state job. No, I'm not joking, you know. Yeah, most of our DMV bitches is black. And we're not like a, you know, in this area, it's not a major like black area. But, yeah.
Well, I just think that it's funny that this obsession that so many of the anti-black male women have with white women. Everywhere I go, most brothers that I personally know, they're not really checking for white women like that, bro. Like, there's so many other groups of women out here that they would rather be with before a white woman because they understand like I do. The problem with white women is that a lot of them bitches be on that Karen, white privilege type of tip. So most brothers, they kind of be like, let's see what she really about. So they put her through actually more tests than they would any other woman. So if you got like a room full of women and there's like an Asian woman, an indigenous woman, an Indian woman, a biracial, they're gonna tend to go to the women with melanin in their skin before the white women. So that shit is like the ultimate canard and white herring and straw man that I've ever seen. And I'm here in the Midwest, and I'm telling you, bro, white women are available. But dudes don't just be jumping to the white woman like the divestors and the anti-black male contingents would lead their followers to believe. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny because most of the world isn't part of this space, either divestors or manosphere or anything. They're not really concerned, and I doubt that any of those brothers or that woman was either. But I do because black chicks, you know, they will say that they will pretend as if he could do no wrong in his approach, and his approach is just so superior to the brothers' approaches, and she just proved that wrong. Like, oh no, this is how they come at me.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I definitely understand that.
And that ain't no planned shit. Like I know online, you got a lot of this WWE niggas like trying to set up deals with these bras. That was some random. This chick had no idea what the fuck I was talking about, right? But for me, it's like, hey, my guy, GameChanger he has a question for you. I'm gonna get the question answered. And she let you know what time it was. She told you straight out she's being harassed and assaulted by white men at work. She said that a white dude grabbed her by the shoulders just to tell her how beautiful she was. That ain't no shit that I would ever condone from brothers. Don't you ever be out here trying to grab a bitch. You dig? Let that woman feel your vibe, man.
Wait a minute, Sigma. Wait a minute. There's touch, and then there's grab. Now, if she didn't like the nigga, she may have been putting 10 on 2, and he touched her. She's like, ugly ass nigga, don't touch me. Right? And called it a grab. No, honestly, people they
Okay,
think,
that's fair. Fair enough,
you
game
know.
changer. But the point
However,
is,
fellas, don't be afraid to sometimes just a tap, like, hey, excuse me, don't be afraid to do the body language, slow. I just want
hey,
to get to
all
know
right,
you,
y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead and listen to Game Changer. But my whole thing is this:
but don't
when you
grab.
really,
Don't
when your
grab.
vibe is strong enough, you don't gotta grab her. She should be grabbing you. So I disagree with you, Game Changer. But you know what? Here's what you do. COVID is over, and the clubs are open. The whole thing is open now. Y'all go out there and test this shit. If you want to listen to Game Changer, go for it. But I say,
Once again,
get to the point. Get
once again, GameChanger is not condoning grabbing random bitches. No. What GameChanger is saying is don't be timid. If she's not answering your question, to tap her on the shoulder. Just tap. Like
Nah,
that.
don't be timid. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said,
Yeah.
I noticed something out here, right? Like ever since COVID reopened, the women in America, man, like you can kind of tell that they're looking for something that's real, authentic, and genuine. You can tell. Like just go to any event right now between now and the end of the year. I swear to God, bro, you can feel it. Like if you come in with something that's genuine and unique, they're open to it. So nah, don't be afraid at all. But just like I said, don't be that dude, the white boy, grabbing on bitches. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're so beautiful. And all. Man, fuck all that, man. Just be your genuine self. So that's just my opinion, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Any parting words?
I would just say that, thanks for having the this like review that you did tonight, because I'm sitting up here in the park and I got like one little earpiece in and I'm laughing in the middle of the park and shit, everyone looking at me. And I'm like, let me get on here so that like I can at least try to get some footage. But I would just say that, hey, you guys got what you wanted. You guys wanted field reports. I gave you my random field report. And I would just say that these women out here in America right now, they're starting to feel the heat, bro. Like they're starting to feel that the men in America are realizing their power. In 2020, for the first time in 20 years, the
Agreed.
American dollar surpassed the euro, bro. Do you understand how serious that shit is? The
I don't.
American dollar is strongest currency in the world right now. That means that if you're making $100,000 US, you can take that shit anywhere in the world right now and be the king. And these women is feeling that shit.
Did we surpass or did they decline?
We surpassed the euro, bro. Last week, we surpassed.
No. It was. Did we surpass it because they improved, or did we surpass it because they declined?
Go ahead, repeat that, Game Changer.
Did we surpass the euro because our dollar strengthened, or because the euro weakened?
No, our dollar strengthened.
Okay, that's what's up.
The US dollar right now is the strongest it's been in 22 years.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that this shit is about to get real, because again, we have like a situation where the Federal Reserve is going to be meeting this week, and they're going to be bumping that fucking interest rate 75 to 100. So if they bump it 100 BPS, bruh, people are in for a big shock come September. So what I think is going on is that, like, that shit affects like credit, it affects jobs. And what's happening is that the brothers that's real with it, right? The brothers that's really out here getting it, they're about to shine. They're about to shine like the North Star. So when you're coming across these American women, they tend to be a little bit more attuned to the social shit. So dudes that are broke, they're starting with withdrawal from the marketplace. And the dudes that got it going on, they're about to go out like, hey, I'm winning right now. So they got to compete, man. So I just think that, hey, do not undersell yourself. Do not cut your tongue anymore. These women are out here, and 99% of these bitches are broke. So go out there and get it. So that's my closing statement, man.
All right, fellas. Don't be afraid to tap a shoulder. It is a seller's market, or it is a buyer's market. My bad. It's a buyer's market. So, yeah, enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. All right. With that, I'd like to thank the Cash App. Let me get 3 more likes. Let me get 3 more likes, people. Hold on. Hit the refresh button. We get 3 more. It's 3 of y'all that hasn't hit it yet. Here, let me see. Oh, there we go. Okay. It didn't show up. It showed up on the computer before it showed up on the phone. Okay, I appreciate it. All right, so I'd like to thank the Cash Apps and Super Chats, managers and moderators, those who are listening silently, and those who participate in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. On your way out, this is Game Changer 00100. Game over. Peace.